things when the boss could fire you on the spot.
That's right.
When they remember when somebody that age of that child had to work. Now that's what unions brought to America. Nobody wants that back. Nobody in their right mind in the state wants to see unions gone from the state, because you're going to have that same kind of abuse of everybody, and nobody's going to take it. Now, everybody who's listening to your show ought to decide how many hours this coming week they're going to devote to figuring out who to call to talk about this union hating, busting attempts by the state legislature.
And you would certainly encourage that. What would you say to these folks that are out there this morning in reference to
let their voice be heard, come out and support these efforts, join these efforts. We will publicize them. Social media has picked up on this, and they're really helping to develop crowds and what have you to come to these events. The National AFL-CiO, by the way, I'm Tennessee AFL-CiO president. Rich Trumpka is the national president. And we have this We Are One campaign that's going to revolve around April the 4th and building up to and away from. And we want small events, we want big events, we want everybody to talk about the fact that we are one, that we in this country are losing our freedoms.
And so you're saying the working man in Tennessee as well as across America really is in a dire strait.
We're under attack, and it's a frontal attack and it's a broad attack, and we are under attack.
April 4th is the day the king was killed. So that should rally every human being. That sign of us as living wage was part of his dream. That was part of his dream. You can't have an intelligent citizenry that's poor and poverty-stricken. Part of that dream of making America what it is has to be sharing the wealth of this nation, and that was Dr. King's dream.
And so in a real sense, you think that everything is ripe for that kind of revival of the protest, not to just protest for the sake of protesting, but to deal with some real issues that the people evidently who came out of the offices at this recent meeting were concerned about, you see. And so there's a groundswell.
There's legislation down there that, I mean, you know, they want to withdraw from national health care law that was passed and form a pact with other states. They want to tell you what's in the history books. They want to revise history.
They want guns on campus,
guns on campus, guns everywhere, guns in bars.
Slum lords over everybody.
I won't call any names, but the guy that sponsored that bill about the slum lords is a slum lord.
Yeah, well, that's what the newspaper said. The newspaper has already said that in reference to that. And of course, the idea here, as I understand it, is that landlords no longer have to register with the local government, which means that anybody can simply come in, set up a house, and there's no way to control anything in reference to it. Is that your reading of that?
That's my reading of it.
That seems to be a very, very antiquated kind of situation, you know.
Well, the idea is, I think, general idea with the Republicans, I'll say it, Republicans, is that free market economy is good for everything and everybody, and everything for business, and business will make everything right with everybody else, but it doesn't work that way. And you know, they're taking everything and leaving the people with nothing. And when you start trying to balance the budget, like I said a while ago, on the backs of poor people and working people, there's not enough there to balance the budget on. They just want to bring us down to our knees.
And just kind of continue the kind of control. Of course, you saw this in the civil rights movement.
It took people, it took young people, it took everybody to make that country change that hate that was legal. I mean, if hate sometimes is not legislated, sometimes comes in your heart. But in those days, those young people, the American people, decide, we're sick of it, we're tired of it.
Make a plea to that group this morning, those young folks like yourself who started the civil rights movement, sit-ins and all of that activity and the dangers that you went through, and tell them that it's their time. Talk to them this morning.
It clearly is. We had a motto, and this applies to you all young people: if not now, when? And if not you, who? And the answer is, it is your country. We're retiring. You're going to have to stand up now so you can have a nation that you be proud of, that you can go to college and get your tuition paid. You can have babies that are healthy. You can have their grandparents living in decent housing. It's going to be you all that's going to sit there and watch either it happens where you want it to happen, or somebody's going to make it happen to you. Either you do it now, you do it with us, and take the chance, turn the remotes off, turn your MP3 off, turn the football games off, get out there.
Tweeting and all
tweeting. That's not going to put one penny in your pocket. It's not going to make sure that you have a job when you finish high school or college. You can't pay a college loan back on McDonald's hamburgers. You got to have a decent career-oriented job. That means unions. That means respect for public employees. That means turn that TV off and get busy taking your rightful place in the movement.
Okay, your final words, Mr. Lee, in reference to this.
I guess my final words would be to pay attention, to educate yourself on what is truly going on. Go to the state legislature here and in other states. Look at the bills that are being brought. Look at the way they're forcing them upon us. With a large majority of people, there is no heartfelt relief there for us. I'll tell you, it's all about business. It's all about business interest, and it's all about taking it away from the people. Okay,
over the last 30 seconds, let me thank the two of you as well as Alana for coming by and giving us that excellent information about the protest movement in Tennessee. And certainly I couldn't end this without adding that the students at Tennessee State University and all of these historical black colleges, Scarrett and others, have a special responsibility because they have to continue this movement that was started here in a real sense. And so that's the only way. And let me encourage you to tune in again next week for another informative edition of Context. Thank you, and